and getting acquainted. So if you join me, let me know. Oh, good, great. Magni's going to make it home. Good. On the flight he wanted. So anyway, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Let me go get some people on. Okay, let's see if anybody's joined us yet. Just getting on early so people could join us. If you're on, go ahead and say hello. We got 7 minutes. If you're with me and you want to talk now, we can talk a little bit, but I'm not going to get into the content until it's ready. I'm not even signed on TikTok yet. I am waiting for that. These out. Got lots of good news tonight. Lots of good news. Some funny stories to tell you. Hey Glenda, glad you made it. We're going to get started right at 8 o'clock. If you want to talk, we can talk now. I got some great news to share with everybody. So I'm hoping. I need everybody to say a little prayer for me when I get y'all on in the highlight. Make it happen better. I'm just getting everything ready. I'm going to be going on live on TikTok. Hey, Tina. Yeah, you're early tonight. So we're going to talk about relationships tonight. And I got some news to share and some fun things, some interesting things. So, I got some news to share. So, we're going to talk tonight about relationships. I'm going to do some readings as usual. And we'll get started in about 5 minutes if you need to go grab something to drink. Or go use the bathroom. Now's the time. If you have any questions for me, right now is the time to ask personal questions for everybody gets on. Yeah, go share. Let everybody know we're on. Okay. I posted in both the group and on Facebook that I was going to go live tonight. I didn't give like a 10-minute warning or anything. We're going to have a good talk tonight. Got a lot of some news to share with everyone, and I think we're going to say a prayer together tonight. We're going to talk about relationships. and fears and fear of relationship, and think why we're dependent upon one another. It's going to be a fun talk. Great. Glad you're back, Tina. See, so people are starting to come in. That's good. We'll get started in like 4 minutes. Like I said, I like to come on early because if I come right on at 8, but it takes like 10 minutes to get everybody in the room before I can really start talking and moving on. I like to get started at 8 and be done by 9. I should be finished school by the end of July. Thank God. End of July, beginning of August. This will be my last semester in school. I have my projects are no. So they say they don't want to make this app make changes. No, we don't want changes. Good, more people coming in. Great. We'll get started in 3 minutes. Right at 7:59, I will go live on TikTok and Mike, you're back. Oh, hey, cuz. Right, the weather was supposed to be really bad here, but it's been like it's muggy and light rain, but it hasn't been those like no tornadoes, no storms. We were supposed to have flash flooding and storms, but somehow it missed us and hit y'all. So I'm not laughing. Just like we had like 2 weeks where it was really bad here, and so I'm really glad that it missed us this time a little bit. It's supposed to rain all weekend. So, oh, hey, bestie. How are you? I got news for you that's coming up, bestie. Oh, so we're going to chit-chat and say a little prayer tonight on here. We're going to talk about relationships and the importance of good relationships with family and family members and stuff. So we're gonna have some good conversation. Jamie, good at the gym. Are you at the gym, love? Watching me while you're on the treadmill? All right, so let me get on TikTok Live. It's 59. We have a minute to go. Go live. 3, 2, 1. Good evening, TikTok. I'm about to get started in less than a minute. I am getting ready to intro on my other channels. So we do this all at one time. I wanted to get on TikTok just a little bit early to let people in. I have people at the gym on the treadmill watching me. So, somebody says TikTok says they notifying viewers that I'm live. Okay, as soon as we hit 8 o'clock straight, I'd like to get started on time so we can have some talks tonight. And we'll get rolling in just about a few seconds left. There we go. Good evening and welcome to Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about relationships, all different types of relationships, and how to lose the fear in relationships. So let's get talking. So thank you for joining me tonight, and I will be doing some readings when we're done. But first, as usual, let's do some advertising. So everybody knows that in January 2nd, I'm going on another cruise. I'm going on the Spirit Heart Cruise, January 2nd to the 7th. Leaves out of Tampa. If you get there, you're going to get there the day before, which is New Year's Day, and you can get a room. And we have an event at this host hotel that we're not sure if we're going to have buses picking everybody and taking them to the cruise ship, or if we're going to just do Ubers. They're still talking about how that's going to go. But if you join us at the hotel, there is going to be an event the night before at the hotel, and it's going to be sensing this hotel that's had a lot of phenomena and things happening there. So it's going to be very good. It's going to be a lot of fun. So please come join us for this cruise, and come join us for the excitement at the host hotel. So that'll be the night before the cruise, and that is the Spirit Heart Cruise. If you're joining me on TikTok and you want to learn more about the Spirit Heart Cruise, go to my website, sid-patrick.com, and there you will learn all about the cruise and all the speakers and all that, and the host hotel, and there's going to be a cool event the night before the host hotel. All right, so that's there. So also this week I'm going to start promoting, starting this weekend, the event that's going to be next Friday at 7 p.m. at my home in Kenner, Louisiana. If you want the address, go reserve a seat. The address will pop up and you'll get the address, but it's going to be at my home in the bungalow in Kenner, Louisiana. And that's going to be a spirit gallery with my good friend Jill Mercer and myself. And if anybody in the audience that are practicing mediums or working mediums that want to get up and do a little bit, this is just a spirit gallery that we're doing to give back and to the people who joined us on our cruise in April this year and went on our adventure with us. And then we're also the people that joined the Orleans Paranormal Social Club. We will be able to offer them. They will all, anybody that was in that club, anybody that's in that club or went on that cruise will get a free seat at this event. But you have to go reserve it on my website, sid-patrick.com. You must go reserve your seat because there's limited seating. And we're inviting a lot of people who can come for free. But if you still want to come, and there are some people who are coming that are not part of the Orleans Paranormal Group or were on the cruise with us, you can still come to the gallery, but you have to reserve your seat, and it's $20 at the door. So that's really a great price. You're going to get to see me and Jill. And if anybody else wants to get up and work with us, we'll run it longer and people can get up and join us. So what we're doing is we're trying to give back to the people that have been doing events with us and coming to things. And this is just like it's a give back, but we want to open it up to others too. And I know that we have some seats. I had somebody wrote me today who's not part of the group who is coming for the event. So please come join us at the Spirit Gallery at my home in Kenner, Friday the 26th of June, starting at 7 p.m. And like I said, we'll probably go to about 8:30. Depends on the crowd and the enthusiasm y'all bring. So bring it on. All right. Talked about that. And everybody knows Trenny was at my house this past week and this weekend, and it was just her. Like I went and did my thing. She did her thing. And she met with a lot of great people. And so the other good news that I have is that I need everybody to say a prayer for me because I think we're going to get a contract on my house. So I might not be there after July because we're going to probably do the, if the people do want it, we'll probably do the closing sometime either the end of July, the 1st of August. So if you're interested in coming to the bungalow, when Trenny comes in July, that might be the last chance you get to go to the bungalow for an event, because I have a good feel that we are going to sell the house. They came back to see it today. The people who are interested came back to see it today, and they've headed down to my house and one other house, and it sounded like they were really, really interested in doing that. And things have just fallen in place for me. So I'm really thinking that this is probably going to be it because things just started falling in place. It's crazy. Just to tell you a little bit. So I saw my astrologer last year and she told me verbatim. Y'all know the astrologer, Miss Janice. I'd love to have her back on, but she's so busy, and Magni has to be here too because we have to do a Google Meets to bring her on because I'm in a different city on Wednesdays. So we're trying to arrange to have her back. But last year, she told me that there was going to be something around the beginning of June, end of May, that was going to not be a good feel. Hey, Christy, for me. And in my career, but that was a temporary thing, and then things were all of a sudden going to boom. She told me I was going to sell, and that did happen. And then she told me I was going to sell my house at the end of July, beginning of August, and here we are looking at a possible contract. So I'll let y'all know by next week if we got a contract or not. So say a prayer. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Everybody, send me some good vibes. And hope that the house does sell. I know y'all don't really want me to leave New Orleans, but I'm not. So so Glenda, how did you like your reading with Miss Janice? And hey, Jill, that's Jill Mercer. She's the one that's doing the gallery with me on the 26th at 7 o'clock at my home. So y'all say prayers for me that we get it, and I will let y'all know next week if we did get a contract. I will let you know. My dilemma right now is I don't know when I'm going to have time to move. But for my friends in New Orleans, I have another good news for you guys too, because I know even though I sell my house, Trini and I are talking about getting an apartment in New Orleans. So it's not like I'm going anywhere. I'm just, and it's going to be in the same area of my house. So we looked at some apartments and we found some that we really thought might work for us. Hey, Celeste. So we really found something that might work so that I could definitely, be, still coming to New Orleans pretty regularly and having a place of my own there that I can, so I can see clients and do things while I'm in New Orleans. So we did, like I said, I'm looking at all that. So please say prayers for me. And I'm going to keep my apartment here in Hattiesburg. I just might have to be flying to Dallas on the weekends that I don't go to New Orleans. And Magni will be living in Dallas and here with me in Hattiesburg. And he could also stay at the apartment in New Orleans with me too. So, yes, Celeste, I think we're going to get a contract. I'm almost sure. Let me tell y'all a funny story. And I should let Jill tell this because it was her son and she's the storyteller. But I'm going to tell it. So her son is my gardener and my lands. He's my lawn and garden guy, and he came and redid my garden about a month ago. And when he did because it kind of got really kind of shabby. So he went and he redid the whole thing. And in that garden, St. Joseph was buried, which St. Joseph hadn't done me any good because this is the second time we've had the house up for sale, and this is the first. Well, let me tell you the story. So then he put St. Joseph on the instead of burying him, we put him on the ledge of our window looking out to the street. Now people are coming to see the house. And we might get a contract. So y'all stop burying y'all St. Joseph's and put him on a ledge. Just try it. Just try it. So, anyway. Oh, that sounds nice, Tina. Well, that is a good consideration for us. But I think, so you got to remember that when we come to New Orleans, unless you're going to be our personal chauffeur, we may not have a car there. And so we wanted something close to like restaurants and shopping and groceries and that kind of stuff. So we're looking in those areas. And I think we found a really good place. And it really isn't going to cost us much at all. And so we're really considering that just because of the location. Because like I said, when Trendy comes there, she normally doesn't have a car. Well, this has a grocery store less than a block away. 5 or 6 restaurants in less than a block away. So it's got a lot of stuff, if we're there without a car. So that's why we're looking there. Oh, that's I don't want to live in Old Araby. I got to live near the airport because I'm going to be flying in and flying out a lot. So I want to be close to the airport. She can give me a personal chauffeur. I love it. But anyway, guys, you guys have been great. You've been great support. You've been great people to bounce things off of. You've all been the love y'all share. I cherish it, and I'm very humble that y'all join me. And so, yes. And by the way, I do recommend Corey Mercer if y'all need somebody to do your lawn, cut trees, or do anything in the gardens. Very reasonable, very super nice, takes good care of me. I cannot complain. And that is Jill's son, and he is absolutely wonderful. But anyway, so tonight, I really wanted to talk about relationships. And then why, and also part of this conversation will be why are relationships, the way you handle relationships, help your mediumship or help you intuitive abilities. So we're going to talk about that, okay? And just the things I've noticed, and again, this is just me. And again, you might get your abilities a different way because everybody's born with them. For me, my strongest, and it's probably because I'm a nurse, and I'm a Leo, but I'm extremely empathetic. Like, I cannot go to a movie without any kind of movie without tearing. Anything that involves family or the love of family is very heartfelt to me. When I have friends or close friends, or even people that I've grown to love through my working relationships, I look at them as family. Even though I may not be with them anymore, I still look at them as people that have touched my life, and people that I've touched their life. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is I want you to start thinking about how you handle those relationships. How do you treat other people? Are you really caring and loving? Are you really, are you able to set good boundaries and be able to distinguish when something's genuine and when something's fake? And it's not about, as long as somebody treats you with decency, it's not about what they do for you. And I need you to remember that. It's not always about what someone can do for you in a relationship. It's more about the respect and the kindness that they give to you. It may be temporary. It may be like, I had a really good crew when I was working in New Orleans, at that hospital in New Orleans. And, thank you, Celeste. And I loved that crew, and it was very hard for me to leave. But I did because I had to, because of my career. I had to think about myself in that. And I don't get to see them like I would love to see them. And because my life is so busy, I have to remember that the journey's still mine, but I can still come from a place of love. I don't have to be upset. I was thinking about my old crew just the other day, and, and missing them and wishing them well, and hoping that hopefully that a little bit of my kindness rubs off on them. That when times get tough, that they don't turn, or they don't, that they treat people the proper way. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to look at your relationships and how you handle people, and always come from a place of love and respect. Even when that person might not necessarily deserve it in your eyes, it's not you to judge them. It's you to set the boundary with them, and you to maybe excuse yourself from the situation, but it's not you to judge that person. And the reason I'm bringing this up in a metaphysical podcast is because I find that love that comes out is what makes my intuition stronger. It's what helps me connect. It's what helps me understand the feel that I'm getting, or the picture that's developed. Somebody just had somebody die. It's a male that died around Halloween. But anyway, that's really weird. That picture just popped into my head. But anyway, so understanding those things is really, really important, because it will help you. Well, at least you didn't spit your coffee, Celeste. She just dropped her coffee. She's like, good Lord. Anyway, try to look at yourself and understand when someone comes at you sideways. Try to understand why that person comes sideways at you. Understand their insecurities. Understand, I'm not saying tolerate, I'm saying understand. So remember, I'm saying that way. Understand it. Understand why that person is the way they are. And so I want you to start looking at that in your friends and your family and your relationships, and start learning to really come from a place of pure love. It doesn't mean to be a sucker. It doesn't mean let somebody take advantage of you. It doesn't mean always take care of them. They never take care of you. It's a two-way street. But set your boundaries. When it gets bad, you walk away. When it gets negative, you walk away. You have to walk away. You can come back. Even in your own family. I'm blessed. And I've been through a lot of emotional roller coasters with my family. And if some of you who have watched some of the bedtime stories with Sid, which I do need to get back to after school. School comes first. I'm almost there. And so anybody who's watched, bedtime stories, you would learn that I came from a very drama-ridden family. We had so much going on, in the family, because, we went from rags to riches, back to middle class, back to riches, back to middle class. Cancer kept wiping out our family, not not person by person, but finances by finances, because cancer is an expensive way to die. So, you know, I tell people, because of all that, and because of I watched what money did to people. I got to see what poor did to people. I've got to see the good, the bad, and the ugly in those things, and it really, really helped me understand. Now we were not super rich guys, so but we went from like, not knowing where. Like our car literally had no floor in it. We sat on the seats when I was a kid with my feet up on the seat because you could see the street underneath going by, because the salt in the air, and back then all cars were metal, would eat the rust, would eat the floorboard off. And so we're like, I'm like 3 or 4 years old, and I'm looking down. There's no seat belt, and the street, like if they would hit a bump, I'd have fell through the hole and been right and been right dead in the street, So, and yes, I drank from a hose pipe, but anyway, that's a whole nother joke. One of those that did that. So, I tell people, I've been there, and then I've been to where, when I went to Las Vegas with my family, they rolled out the red carpets, they met us with a limo, we were treated like kings and queens, we were invited to like these beautiful shows, and we got to go down to this fancy restaurant where they literally, the table was 14 feet long, and they laid out a fruit tray that covered the whole 14 feet. I mean, and it was a gift. It was so I'm saying to you that I've been in all of those situations, and from the poor support, and even with the hospitals that I worked at, the communities we treated, I've been in well, that was my wedding theme, Celeste. I had Fred and Barney on top of my cake on my wedding. But anyway, so living in these various stages of life helped me see people too. So your life experiences are also really important. So plan your journey in this life. Plan your journey, and remember, see the beauty in things, the beauty in children, the beauty in the beauty in nature, the beauty in family, the beauty when you see a family together doing something. Notice the beauty in it. Look for the beauty of things. Learn what your fears are. Learn that fear will harm you. Fear is what is used to control you. So I want you to really look at that. I want you to pay attention. Fear sets off something in it. I'm going to say it right. My Cajun tongue, amygdala in the back. It's right back here in the back of the ear. So what happens when you start to fear, the blood rushes back here to this area, and then it creates your IQ to start to drop, and that's why your government, a lot of your churches use fear tactics, because it's to dumb you down. And so understand that. And it's okay if they do that, but if you understand it, you already are above you understand what they're doing to you. So you can separate yourself from it and still get still get everything you need. So I wanted to be able to get you guys start understanding your fears and try to get around them. Those of you who don't want to be in a relationship anymore because of maybe you were in love with somebody so much and they're gone now, or maybe you had you got a divorce and you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. That's okay. Nobody says you have to be in a romantic type of love, but you should find love again and learn to love things. And if you have children and you want to love them, that's great, but make sure they deserve that love. Make sure that they are, that they are humble and they're treating you right. You know what I'm saying? You have to respect your peace. We talked about that on a couple of my videos where your energetic circle is important to keep clean. It's important to keep it free of drama, free of stuff. Now, when we go to work, yes, we have drama, but I separate myself from my work. That stays over on that side of the wall from me. We've talked about that. I don't allow it to cross into my personal space. When I leave work, everything stays there. Yes, I'm on call at home a lot of times, but again, I deal with it. Then I turn it off. It's separate from my personal life. Hey, Chris, how are you, darling? So I wanted to, say that to you so that you could start understanding your fears. Understand why you might have a block. A block is usually caused by a nervous reaction. Also something that people use to gain control over you. So remember these things so that in life you can. Now, the way to break a fear is ask yourself who, what, and why questions. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? And what would I do in that case? And so understand that life is life. You're going to have moments where they may not be pleasant, but if you keep dwelling in the negativity, you're never going to solve it. And remember that your journey is what's going to give you your worth in this life and in the afterlife. It's your journey. It is the journey you choose through life. I have a good friend at work, love her to death. I'm not going to say her name, but she is the spitting image of a Southern debutante, and she's got a beautiful soul. She's got a beautiful heart. She's lovable. She does everything for people. That she's a good person. She really is. And we have her, then we have the opposite there too. So you get to see both sides of it. And so what I'm saying to you is, learn to understand that life and death are inevitable. If you have life, you have to have death. If you're physical life, you have to have physical death. Let me say it that way because they'll know I'm a medium, so I got to say it that way. So what I'm saying to you, and don't, stop fearing, stop fearing things. Learn, this is your journey. Do the better things for you, for your journey. One thing that does upset me a little bit about the medical field, and like I said, this is just very open with this. So one of the things that bothers me is that many times when you go to the doctor, they'll cure what you have, but they never know where it started or how it started. It's like as long as they cure it, they're good. You have to get to the root cause of an illness in order for you to grow from it. You have to, if you get, say you get cancer, well, so you cured it. You don't have it no more. But if you're still living in the area, like maybe next to an electrical plant, or maybe something you're drinking or eating or doing, if you can't figure out what got it there to begin with, you can't fix it. So you have a risk of it coming back. So always, honey, Glenda, but Glenda, life is not meant to be sad. Happiness and love come from within. No one's going to make you happy. Nobody can make you sad. You have to choose to be sad. Loss can create a big sadness until you learn to deal with loss. I understand that, and like I tell people all the time, when I was younger, we would have a waiting line coming into funerals. You couldn't even get into the building. Now we can all fit in the bathroom in my apartment. There's that few people alive now. And you really have to learn that death is just part of life. And yes, we're going to be sad. And the one thing that I look at what culture has done, because y'all know before I was into medicine, I was an embalmer funeral director. So I got to see a lot of the end of life. And so the one thing I notice is that culture creates the way people mourn or the way people deal with life and even the end of life. And so what I want to say to people is that, learn to, and that's why we went from, if you remember back the old way, and I've said this a bunch too, that, we used to mourn death. Now we celebrate death. You should celebrate death. You should celebrate the loved one that you spent years with. And you should have memories and have things, that you can move on with. And so, I want you guys to start thinking about that so that you can enrich your continued journey in this life. Yes, some of us are older than others, and some of us may not have as many years as others, but still, every day counts. Every day counts. Every day that you don't want to get off the sofa because you're upset, or you don't want to leave the house because you're in mourning, or you are blocking your life from continuing. You're cutting your journey down. And that's not disrespectful if you go out and have a good time. It's not disrespectful if you were in a 30-year marriage and then got remarried after your spouse passed away. Because the spouse can feel that. The spouse on the other side can feel the love in you. And that's what they want to feel. They want you to love. They want you to be happy. They don't want you to mourn their death. Because they can feel it. Absolutely, Tina. We're not older. We're more experienced. And so I wanted to share these things about relationships because they're important. And again, this isn't just about, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, husband. It's not about any of that. It's about the bond that we make with others. It doesn't have to be someone that you're romantically involved with. But the key things that I've learned in life to pay attention to is honesty, being able to communicate with your partner, and being able to express yourself without fear of retribution. If you fear your partner is not gonna react in a positive way to something you're venting about, then you're with the wrong person. And I'm not saying that you can't be friends with them, but you don't belong in a relationship with them for sure. I can tell my husband anything. He can tell me anything. And we deal with it as a couple. We deal with it as a couple. And that's what you should be doing. And if you have family, you have to share the stage with them a little bit. And sometimes some of us don't like to do this, especially a Leo like me. We don't like to share the stage. Hi, Joe. No, I'm just kidding. So I do share the stage well. But anyway, you may not like sharing the stage with people, or you don't think people see what's going on with you because they only see them. Well, if that's the case, if you need to be seen, then you need to go inside and look, because you should have already fixed those things that you feel needs to be seen. I want you to think about those things. I want you to come from a place of love. This is your journey in life, and if you're over 60, you definitely should be living your life. And I don't mean financially. I mean, you're a Leo too. We have birthdays coming up. You should be living your life. And you may not be able to travel the world and all this. That's not the piece I'm talking about. Going to a park, watching families, taking a ride by the seashore, going to one of these national parks and just listening to the water of a creek go by. All these things that just connect you back to nature, connect you back to who you want to be in this life, where you want to journey to. Figure out some of the things you do have control over, and stop stressing over the things you do not have control over. Whether it's financial or not, this is all part of energetics. And again, yeah, y'all know that plug was coming, huh? Because y'all know I teach energetics classes. So anyway, it is all part of energetics, and it's all about. And if anybody ever read the book The Secret, which was a big time seller years ago, and then went flop because people kept thinking it was going to do all this life changing stuff for them. But the thing was, all they saw in it was financial. A lot of them, they did not see the real truth behind The Secret, and that was truly about coming from a place of love and keeping the negativity away from you so that you can attract what's meant for you. You have to attract the things that come to you. If you put out the right energy, you will attract it. It may not be everything you want, but it's going to be what you need. And it will be what you need at that time. And so that's when I teach energetics. I teach people how to deal with fear, how to deal with your blocks, how to understand what your qualities are. Like, what are the qualities you want in life? What are your goals? Like, we look at those things in energetics, and understand that you can be anybody you want. You can do anything you want if you really put your mind to it. You may have to give up some other things that you may not be able to because of the way you were cultured. And like I've told y'all millions of times, every thought you have, every word out of your mouth comes from something that you already know. So if you're always speaking negative, that already tells me that you're being spoken to negatively way too much. And so I want to say to you, find your happy places. Find your happy. Somebody said, I plan to live my life to the fullest. Miss Janice said so. Well, then it probably will happen. Miss Janice is very thorough. I told y'all, she has mapped out my life like a road map. Like she tells me to the day things are going to happen. To the day, and they do every time, and it's all from the stars. Miss Janice is a phenomenal astrologer. She's going to be, when she leaves this plane, she is going to be very missed, because I can tell you she has never been wrong with me. And I've been knowing Miss Janice now, oh God, we met probably in 2015, so 11 years now I've been knowing Miss Janice, and she has never been wrong in things that she has predicted by looking at my stars to the day. So she tells you that when things happens in the stars, this is going to happen to you. This is going to, and she has been right every time. She told me about what happened in the beginning of June, end of May, beginning of June. She nailed it with that. She has told me other things. She told me my house was going to sell by the end of July. I think we're getting an offer within the next 3 days. I think we'll have an offer on the house, and it probably will close at the end of July, beginning of August. So she was right about that. I mean, and she told me this a year ago. And she told me some stuff about September that I'm not sharing it because I want it to happen. I don't want it to go away. But anyway, so what I'm saying to you is, figure out your journey here. Figure out things. If you followed me during numerology, if not, go to my YouTube. There's some numerology posted there. Learn about your number. Learn about what your numbers mean. Learn about, I told y'all how to tell where you're at right now. Everybody's in a universal one because we're in 2026. Add your birth date, your month and date of your birth. So I'm July 25th. So 7 and 25 is 32. Add 1 because we're in a 1 year. So that's 33. So I'm in a 6-1 year right now. And everything that's happened to me has been relatable to a 6/1 year. 6 personal, 1 universal. Next year is going to be all about discovering myself and making partnerships because I'm going to be in a 7-2. But anyway, it's a little bit of numerology for you guys. Those of you who remember the course, you should know these things, okay? Because I told you how to do it online for free, and I got some YouTube videos. If people in here haven't seen it, y'all want to go back and look. There are some numerology videos in my YouTube, my YouTube channel. So anyway, you're 11 non-Celeste, so you're in a 3-1 year right now, and next year's gonna be a hard work year for you. Hard year building relationships and restructuring. That'll be you next year, girl. But anyway, so that's just a little bit of numerology for you guys. And but I want to get back to relationships because it's important. Hey, Tasha. So I want you guys to get back into relationships and understanding about putting out that positive energy, building borders or boundaries where you need to when negativity is trying to harm your space. If you work in a toxic environment or you have a toxic family that you can't for some reason pull away from, you need to set a strong boundary there. When it gets bad, you need to move away from it. Go home, leave. They will respect you after a while, or they're going to get rid of you. I mean, if your family, yes, Janice was on my podcast, and we're going to have her back. She does not have a link. She has a phone number, and I don't want to put that up. But if you message me, because I need her permission before I can put it up. But if you message me on Messenger, and I know you can because we talk on Messenger, Tina, I will send you her phone number, and you can call and book an appointment with her. She's very reasonable. She's the most accurate, reasonable reading you'll ever get. But let me tell you, You will spend, Stacy just went to see her last week. You will spend 4 hours with her. 3 to 4 hours. I am not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. She's good. She's thorough. Hey, Cynthia. She's good. She's thorough. I think she still charges. I think she still charges. She may go up. But I think right now she's charging $75 for the session, and they're 3 to 4 hours long. Bring a recorder. Bring a pen and paper, because you're not going to remember everything she says. She's going to go through, and she goes through your. She goes through all three of you. She goes through your sun chart, your natal chart, and there's another. I forgot that it's another chart. There's 3 charts she's going to go through, and she breaks it down so it's real easy for you to understand. That's what I like about her. She's an old school teacher, so she breaks it down for you. She's located in New Orleans. She's in New Orleans. She meets every Thursday at 8 o'clock at the Coffee Bean on Carrollton and Orleans, right there, off the corner there. She's there, and she does free stuff there. She just sits there and talks. She has a group that comes to learn astrology from her, and she does a lot of, she'll do a little few things for everybody that's there in the group. They meet every Thursday night on the porch of the Coffee Bean. Right there on Carrollton and Orleans in New Orleans. So she's local for you New Orleans folks. But she does do phone sessions. It takes her a while. Right now she's in fact, I got a book with her because she's way into July right now with her readings, and I need to get one. I get one for my birthday every year. That's when I go to see her. So I'm due for one coming up. So I have to make an appointment with her. Anyway, back to our relationship talk. So if anybody has any relationship questions, you can either ask me while we're on live. We can talk about it, or you can email me or message me on Messenger. If you follow me on Facebook Messenger on Facebook, you can email me. If you're in TikTok, you can message me on TikTok. Send me a message if you want me to talk to, and if you have a question about relationships and stuff. She will meet you at a coffee shop, Celeste. She meets in a couple little different places because she's up in age, and she can't have guests. She lives in like a assisted living facility, and so she does it. You can't go to her place, but she'll meet you at a coffee shop, or she has places she will go meet you. That's where she can get to and from pretty easy, and because she's a night bird. She don't wake up till like afternoon, and she's up all night, and she takes care of she goes around neighborhoods and taking care of, she's the cat lady. She goes around the neighborhoods taking care of cats all night long, feeding them, and she goes and buys food for them, and she transports it on the bus. A lot of times by bus, she'll transport the food and go feed these animals all over the city so they don't starve. So she's really good. She's probably, I don't want to. For me, she's the most accurate astrologer I've ever been with. She's not what I don't want to say she's the best because she is the best to me. But I've seen so many astrologers who are very good at what they do, but they're all different, and they all use different ways of explaining things. I like her because she is an old school teacher and she breaks it down. Glenda, did you enjoy your reading with her? And how long was it? I think Glenda went to see her. Texas, tell us how long you were there. How long was your reading, and did you enjoy it? Oh, thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. Yes, love me some Daphne. So Amber's on TikTok. Somebody sent me one heart. I'm upset. I thought I saw a bunch of hearts going. It says 1. Tap the screen if you're on TikTok. Send me some hearts. How did that happen? 1 heart. I saw a bunch go up. It was more than 1. Oh, there they go. Now somebody's tapping the screen. Here they come. So Glenda says she loved her reading with Janice, and she was there for 4 hours. If you message me, Celeste, I will give you her number. You have to message me, and I will send it to you. I don't want to say it, put it online just because I need her permission to do that. And I don't want to, without her permission, I don't want to do that. But anyway, she's really good with relationships. Do y'all know she told Trenny the day she predicted, let's see, Trenny went and seen her in November or December, like the end of November, beginning of December. And she literally told Trenny she was going to get married right around March 1st the next year, and she did. And not to the person Trenny was at the session with. Just saying. Like, she's also Trenny's astrologer, for those of you who know Trenny. Because she's that good. She will tell you stuff to the day. Like, for me, I mean, she's that good with me. Like, I can't. Like, she literally told me. Like, I think I'm sorry. She told me. So Magni started working for the airlines, and so she told me the day he was going to leave. 6 months before it happened, she said, he's leaving you this day. And he's coming back this day. She goes, I don't think you broke up. It's something else, but I see he's gone from this day to this day. And she was 100% accurate. Magni went to live in Chicago for his first year with American Airlines. So, and I love her, Glenda. I love her. She has predicted so much for me and has guided my life. Help me prepare for things. And yes, Trenny is awesome. Trenny is awesome. She is very awesome. So is Miss Janice. So am I. So is Jill. We're all awesome. We're all awesome in our own ways. And all you guys are awesome too. Because y'all are just a loving group of people. And that's what I want. I want you to understand that about. Look at yourself. When you get angry, look at what made you angry. When you get, oh, there goes the dryer just went off. What time? Oh, it's that time already. So we talked a lot about relationships. We talked a lot about Miss Janice. Well, let's talk about me before I get into some readings. So number one, I am about to, this weekend, I'll be putting up some more sessions. I know my sessions are running low on, I think I don't have any, I might not even have any left online to see me. I'm now doing 30-minute sessions. It's a flat price for 30 minutes, no matter what you want. You can pick what you want. Price is the same. That's how I am now. Even if yes, you can record, but you have to have 4 hours of recording, Celeste. So you bring a pencil and paper in case your recording stops. But anyway, so what I'm saying to you is if you want to book a reading with me, you have to do it from my website. That's the only way. I do not do online. If anybody on TikTok or in Facebook tries to solicit you that it's me, I don't solicit at all. So know that that's not me. There's lots of people who would try to impersonate me and send out fake stuff. Beware of that. If you didn't get it from sid-patrick.com, don't do it. If you haven't called the number that's given to you on sid-patrick.com on how to book a reading when I'm in New Orleans, then it's not me. I do not solicit people for sessions. You have to come to me. I will never solicit. I don't need to. I work a lot. I do my sessions purely from love and from out of love. But my sessions are, they're rare. So get there if you need one. If you want one live with me in New Orleans, or if you're in my area in Mississippi and you can message me and I will respond to you, and I will get back with you. We'll try to set up something. If you want a group of friends, we do a lot of those. I do them by myself. I do them with Jill. I also do them with Trenny, but I also do them alone. If you want a session, any of those sessions in the New Orleans area, you can contact me and I can arrange that. It'll have to be a weekend when I'm in town. I'm not in town every weekend, but if I'm in town, we can arrange something. And we do groups with friends. Not Tina. God, I just drew a blank. I just had some of my people that weren't here just did a group, and I have another group scheduled in July, and then we have the event on the 26th at my home. So those are things that you can come to. Glenda says she has 10 pages of notes in her 4 hours plus a recording. Plus you have your chart that she writes stuff all over too. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. Okay. let's tell me if you want to tarot. So if you have a question, and if Jamie, if you're not at the gym no more, please go into TikTok and see if you can watch messages there. I'm trying to keep that open so that I can follow it, and here I can see my questions here on Facebook, and it's coming from Facebook or YouTube. So if you have a question, I will answer your question for you. If you want me just to pull a card for you, I will pull a card for you. If you want a card pull, you can choose the tarot or you can choose symbology. I've got the symbology deck here too. This is a deck that was created by me and my hubby, and it is to help you with your intuition. So it's helping you understand symbols. So Stephanie says, so should I switch real estate brokers? Let's see, Stephanie. Let me see for you. Let's see. Should you? Let me break this last reading. So let's talk. So let's just. Ooh, you're gonna move, Stephanie. That move card just came up. But anyway, what I do want to tell you, Stephanie, is that right now with the economy, it has been hard. My house is up for the second time, and it's been up now since the spring. I finally just got someone to I think I'm gonna get a contract from. Should you switch brokerages? I'm going to answer that for you right now. If you have a male broker, yes, you need to switch. If it's a male lead, you need to switch because they're not doing what they need to do to get it moved. Lydia, hi, darling. How are you? And Christy wants to know, how is my journey to be a healer going? Well, very spiritual, but you're okay. So it looks like in order to make it more of a business for you or more into that, what it's saying to me is that there's some changes and some movement that has to happen. It does say that spiritually you are connecting in the right place. That's your Hermit, but it's also could be business for you, and that's because you got that Queen of Wands, and she's the business person. So know that I said that to you. And I'm trying to keep an eye on TikTok. So if any of my people here do both, please check out TikTok, because if I don't want to miss anybody that asks a question or that wants a card. And then somebody says they want tarot. I saw that, and that's going to be Celeste. My girl Celeste. If you're just asking tarot, that means you're going to get a card. But I'm switching to commercial. Okay. You might want to find a female or an older. If you go with a guy, go with an older guy. Okay, so Celeste, what you've got is the Four of Swords, and that is my card that says things need to just calm down around you first. That there's a lot of energy that is pulling what you need away. So you need to get better with those boundaries. You need to get better with being able to move forward and moving towards putting my house on the market. Will it sell fast or a slow process? Let me see. Will it sell fast? No. No. One yes. And for you, I would say, Cynthia, you may want to get a male. A male will help you sell your house. Now remember, we're almost over the summer. Fall doesn't do as good. I would probably do whatever I need to do to get my house in order, unless you've done this already. And maybe put it up in like late winter here, like February, because in March it starts to warm. That's when people start looking again. Right now, and the summer, kids are going back to school. People get ready. Then you got the holidays. People don't have the funds that they need. And then my girl, my bestie wants a card, and she got the King of Cups, and that is all about love and passion with the man in your life. And Mike Johnson wants a card. Mike Johnson, you got the Ace of Wands. I think we talked about this a little bit last week, Mike, when you got your card there too. This is all about a new way to earn an income, a new way to start. This is like a gift coming, like an opportunity coming your way that you can make some money with. So pay attention to that as it comes your way. Again, that is your one card as we go. And I'm trying to keep an eye on TikTok over here. I don't see it. Still don't see any. I see people in there, but nobody particularly wanting a card. So, or having a question that they want answered. So anyway, if you're on TikTok, you're welcome to ask a question. I ask for a tarot or symbology card. Symbology symbols, and I can pull one of those and talk to you about it. Anyway, anybody else wanting a card or have a question for me? Hey, Bridget. Hi, stranger Bridget. And Miss Lydia. Lydia will take a card too. Lydia, I'm going to give you this card. I just pulled this card. Lydia, you got the king. Are you dating somebody? You just got the King of Cups too. There's 78 cards here. I pulled this card twice. I'm going to get rid of that card. That's all about owning your emotions, putting yourself on your good emotional path, allowing that male energy of emotion to get to come around you, and things can happen. And Glenda asks, will I get what I'm waiting for soon, within the next week? I got a yes. I got another, I think so. You got 3 yeses. But it seems one card here says kind of like when you get it, it's like, now I might not want it as much as I did before. Just saying. You gotta go there, gotta go there, gotta go there. Well, I try. You guys y'all all welcome. You're all welcomed. I like to come on my little Wednesday nights and have my little talk with y'all, my little sit down with y'all. Hey, Jessica. She's on TikTok. And thank you for joining me. Love, meeting with you guys once a week and just chatting. And like I said, we hadn't talked about relationships in a long, long time. And so I really wanted to talk about relationships tonight again. And just talk about your journey and improving your journey and creating your happiness and learning to be happy with yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Stop listening to other people. And I've been saying this a lot lately. Oh, Glenda says last week I was absolutely correct. Well, thank you, Glenda. I strive on that. So, I heard this story a long time ago. There was a motivational speaker. It was a female, and she was great. She wears her Rolex on one arm and then her Timex on the other. She says, when I want to impress people, I show she goes, the Rolex is for showing off. She goes, and the Timex is because I really need to know what the time it is, because the Timex sells better time than the Rolex. But anyway, she also said something that was really, really cool. Delise, I'll get to your question shortly when I finish the story. So she says to you that life and your friends are like a bushel of crabs. And if you live in the South, you know that when you go crabbing, you never have to put a lid on the box or the basket, because the other crabs won't let another crab get out of the basket or the box. They keep pulling you back in. And so understanding those relationships with those types of people, understand that they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand what they're doing. You have to understand it for them. And then you can set your boundaries where they're needed. Okay, Delise, here we go. She said, what should I be focusing on right now in my life? So let's see what cards. So you get coins, more coins. It looks like your money, girl. and so it's all about building a new relationship with your finances. It's all about look at what you have coming in and redesigning it to focus on what you need done in your life. Don't take your I don't want to just say, because that ain't just about money, it's about things of value. Don't take them for granted. You're going to start doing some reorganization and some structure there. And I think that's what you need to focus on right now in life, is that restructure. Now, do you know can you send me, Delise, your month and day of your birthday? I'll do a little numerology for you if you send me that. Okay? I hope I didn't miss anybody on TikTok. Let me just scroll through TikTok while she sends me. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anybody who might have asked a question or asked for a card. Nope, I have not. So good. I am good there on TikTok. So when she said, if anybody else has a question or wants a card, if not, when I answer, she's 8-9. So that's 17-18. So, ooh, girl, right now you're in a 9-1. Right now you don't need to be, if you're going to focus, you need to be careful. You should be focusing on like the value of things, because life's changing for you right now. You're in an ending and a beginning year. You're in a 9-1. 9 personal year. Okay, Jessica, as soon as I finish, I'll get you a card, right, sweetheart? 9 is so you're in a 9 person. This is all about getting rid of stuff that's not working. This is about setting appropriate boundaries. This is about ending things that shouldn't be any longer in your life. The 1 is what year you're in now is universal, is that you also need to look at, think about what you're going to start creating, what you're going to start bringing closer to you, where are you going to do that. So I would say start looking for value and how you can put more value in things to come versus wasting money on the past, wasting your value on things that aren't happening like they need. Okay, Jessica, let me get you that card. Your card is the World, and the World is all about, it's about reaching that top of that hierarchy, reaching the top of of Maslow's hierarchy, understanding the value in your life, understanding what you bring to people, understanding what they bring to you. It's reaching that point where things are just going to work out fine. So I would say continue to improve in that area. Look at yourself. Look at how things are going to get better. Look at how you're going to improve things. The World is all about that. The World is success. The World is all about how you get there, the journey getting you there. Okay, let's look at, let's see. Celeste says, I'm doing renovations on the house and the cards. Do you see a new date it could sell? Girl, the cards don't tell you dates, okay? But I'm going to be honest with you. If you're doing renovations now, I think you need to pull it off the market. Okay, I'm just being real. If you're doing renovations, that's what I did with my house. I pulled it off the market. Did the renovations. Okay, Bridget, I'll pull you a card too. Did the renovations, okay, and then got it reappraised, and it appraised for almost $100,000 more than it did when I did the renovations. So I'm telling you, do it right, okay? That's the advice I'm going to give you, Celeste. Bridget wants a card. Bridget, you got family. You got the Ten of Cups. This is all about joining the family. Trying to save people. Not now. Let me rephrase. When you're saving them, it doesn't mean you go out there and just make them do stuff, but showing love. It's that love connection between family members right now. There seems to be something coming up in the family. Like, I don't know if it's somebody's birthday or a holiday or an event or something, but I see that family unity and I see it being very important for you. So I really want you to look at that and think about that unity. Okay, love? That's the card I pulled for you. Now let me come back over here, and I got Tasha says, Sid, then relationship. And do you feel this is the right one? Well, it ain't what I feel, girl. It's what you feel. Because what I feel ain't nothing, but I will pull you a couple of cards to see. All right, that one looks good. This one, so the card I got now just says long-term value. So the relationship you must keep long-term value. The thing that's hurting your relationship right now, I feel, is there is one of you that was recently hurt, and it wasn't a good relationship that you were in. So you're putting barriers. Whichever one of you it is putting barriers on the relationship. But this relationship is mostly about that you're in now is about education, and that is understanding about relationships, so that even if this one doesn't work, the next one will. So I don't know if this is the right one, because this is it depends on where you take it. Okay, but again, even if I would say it's the right one, if that person did something bad to you, you need to get the hell out. Okay, I kind of feel that this was intended for long term, is what it looks like, but it looks like there's an issue going in with one of you. And again, this is also about a learning thing, okay, for you or that person. So one of y'all, it's a mission of learning about relationships, so that if this one doesn't work, the next one will be the better one. And Tina asked me her 627. Well, Tina, we do this all the time, girl. What's 6 and 27? 6 and 27 is 33. Plus 1, because we're in a 1 year, is 34. So you're in a 7 1 year. This is all about learning who you are this year, defining who you are, making changes. It's all about your self-spirituality, your self-growth. This is all about you year for you. Next year, you're going to be in an 8 too, and that's powerful money and relationships. So pay attention to that. So, yes, that's right, Mike. Tell us. Look, unbury. I don't know if you missed the beginning, Celeste, but my house, nothing happened to my house until my gardener came and redug up my garden. And he found my St. Joseph statue that was buried, and he put it on my windowsill, and that's when the offers started coming in. So no longer do you want to no longer do you want to put St. Joseph in the garden buried. You want to put him in a windowsill. St. Joseph has risen. That's what we kept saying. St. Joseph has risen. St. Joseph has risen. He is no longer getting buried. He's risen. He wants to come out and see the sun. Yes, so unbury him, Celeste. Put him outside on the windowsill, facing the street. That's what my gardener did, and that's what I got my offer. My house has been up for between the two times it's been up for over a year and a half, and finally got an offer. My house is gorgeous. I don't know if y'all ever been, but I got a gorgeous home. I don't want to leave it, but I got to think about Magni. So I am selling my gorgeous home that I put all that work into. But anyway, so I'm just going to get another one to do it. Okay, she's going to go dig him up. Yeah, go dig him up, girl. Go dig him up. Say Joseph needs to rise. He wants to be like Jesus. He wants to rise. What would my... So 217, so 2 and 17 is 19, which is a 1 plus 1 is 2. So you're in a 2 1 year. So this is all about building. This is also, Bridget, about this year is about building relationships, both work, family, financial. It's all about building relationships this year for you. Next year you'll be in a 2 3. That's gonna be a good social year for you. I don't remember if you're married up. If you're not married, you might get married. It's a social. You're partying. Next year's your party year, girl. You're gonna be in a 2 3. So that's that's a party year, girl. So you're gonna have a party year next year. So I'm going to tell you guys how to do it in case you forget. You add your month and day together. It's like Bridget here is 217. So 2 and 17 is 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. We're in a 1 universal year. Why? Because 2026. When you add 2 plus 2 plus 6, that's 10. That's another 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So she's in a 2 1. Next year she's going to be in a 2 3. It goes up 1 each time. So, just says yes, it's not based on the year. This is just to find out what's going on this year for you, Jessica. So this is like what your year is going to be like. Now you have a life path number, which is your life journey number. Then you have your numerology. If you go on my YouTube, I do a whole section on it, and I'm actually putting together an online class for numerology. It's almost finished. I just have to finish school first, and then I'm gonna finish that video that you can actually purchase a video. Glenda says, so I'm a 3 5 7. Well, that's 12. That's a 3. No. That you're not a 3. You're not. Your life path is not a 3. You have to take a 1 and add it to the 3. So you're in a 4 1 year right now, Glenda. 4 1 year, because 5. If you're May 7th. That's 12, which is a 3. You're correct on that, but you still have to add your year if you want your life path number. We're figuring out where you are this year. So what you do is you take the year is a 1, right? 2026 is a 1, and your 5 7 is a 3. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So you're in a 4 1. You're 4 personal, 1 universal. Everybody's in a 1 universal. I'm a 41 year. What I need from you, I'm not going to give you a life path because that's me doing the whole birthday. But Stephanie, if you give me your month and day, I will tell you what yours is. And somebody just asked me, what is 11/9? I think I just did that because that's 20. So that's 2 plus. So you're in a 3 1 year. So that's new. That's new. Relationships, new fun. That's new creativity around you this year. You'll probably work on a lot of projects this year and do those things. And then Jessica says, oh, so what would 9/14? That's 23. That's 5 plus 1 is 6 year. That's a 6 one. That's a family, love, relationship year. Up and number 4. Wait, so my phone messed up. And number 4. I need to know what your month is. That a 4 month or 4 birthday? I need your birth month and your birthday, like date. Like if you I'm born on July 25th, so 7/25. That's what you have to give me. So for me to be able to do that for you. Cynthia says she's 8/20. So basically, that's 28, which is a 1 plus 1. You're right. So you're in a 2 1 year. So that's about relationships, rhythm and timing, and new things coming in, Cynthia. Okay, Stephanie, you're 10/12 is 22. That's a 4 plus 1 is 5. You're in a 5 1. This is a big year of change for you. Everything, career, friends, family, all those things are going to change this year around you because you're that 5-1 year. And then, so what would 9-14? I think I told you, it's 23, 24. That's a 6 one. So yeah, I think I told you that one. And then Mike says he's 831. That's 39. So that's a 3. And 1 is 4. You're in a 4. This is a very hard work year. Mike, you need to start focusing on career this year. With the cards I pulled for you and what your numbers are right now, you really need to focus on where you're taking your life, how your money's coming in. Those are the things you need to look at this year, for the remainder of this year. Okay, so a little bit of numerology. Numerology is actually the easiest because I can do numbers in my sleep. That's from growing up counting money all my life. So someone, yeah, I answered. I'm just making sure. Yes, I answered. I'm trying to answer everybody. TikTok hasn't moved up, so I haven't got any more birth dates on TikTok. So anyway, with saying all that, I want to go back to remind people about the cruise on January the 2nd to January 7th on the it's on Royal Caribbean out of Tampa. It's Jewel of the Seas. That is the ship that we'll be on. It's a 5-day cruise. Goes to Cozumel. Goes to Costa Maya. I'll be one of the speakers on that cruise. Come join us for fun. We will have a meet and greet at the hotel, at the host hotel on New Year's Day and New Year's night, not eve, the night of. And we will be doing an investigation there and testing people's intuition because that's a hotel has a lot of stuff happening in it. And then we're going to go on the cruise the next day and have a lot of guest speakers. And I'll be doing some readings on the cruise. If you go on the cruise, please say that I referred you. That I don't get anything really for it other than they give me credit towards my room. So that's all I really get for that. But it helps me with the cost of the room. That's all that it does. Again, I'll be there doing readings. I'll be there. Also, I have a lecture, 2-hour lecture on one of the days. So come join me. It's going to be on energetics, and it's the energetics and your intuition, how energetics affects your intuition. So we'll have that. And so, all right. And the big shout out, Friday, June 26th, at my home in New Orleans. If you want to know my address, you have to go to my website, sid-patrick.com. When you reserve your seat, my address pops up. There'll be a gallery with me, a spirit gallery with me and Jill Mercer. If anybody else that comes that wants to try out their mediumship, they can. This gallery is free if you are a member of the Orleans Paranormal Social Club. In the beginning, I have to have a way to prove it. I don't have a new roster if anybody joined lately, but I'll have to find a way to verify it because I don't know. I'm going to probably reach out to Dina for that. Or if you were on the cruise with us, you can enter free. And this is because I want to give back to the people that's been in Orleans Paranormal Social Club for some time. And because we didn't do a whole lot of we did a couple of investigations and then a group night out. We didn't do a whole lot. So this is my way to give back to them for their dues. It's $20 dues. So the ticket's $20. So basically if you come to this, you get in free. Gives you something back for what you spent on your donation to the group. And so that'll be at my house on Friday, the 26th of June at 7 p.m. Come join us. Go to my website, sid-patrick.com. So follow me. Have fun. Love you guys. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Again, thank you for joining Touchy Turny the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick.